more goals for Erling Haaland, 2 on the day here. Aurelian on the action as well, and bringing a good streak for Bournemouth to an end. As we welcome in Don Hutchison. Hello, Don. Once again, we see Erling Haaland doing what Erling Haaland does to help his side.
It's just genius, isn't it? It's just how on earth do you stop him? Well, you don't play a high line. That's obvious. Bournemouth deserve a lot of credit for how they tried to approach the game. There's a reason why they've beaten Tottenham and beaten Brighton. They're a high-pressing side. They tried to play on the halfway line. They tried to condense the spaces. But when you're playing Erling Haaland, I'm afraid you can't. You've got to drop that little bit deeper. You've got to go into a sort of low block if you can. It's not really Bournemouth style. So I get why they didn't approach the game like that. But this guy is just phenomenal. I mean, some strikers get one-on-one with a goalkeeper and you think, nope, don't fancy him. As soon as Haaland goes through, you just think, yep, inevitable. And he could have got a lot more. The guy's just a phenomenon.
Absolutely brilliant stuff, Shaka, once again from him today. We're talking about the service that he gets, but he linked up so well with Cherki today.
And I thought that was the difference in today and Cherki being on the park as opposed to seasons gone by when we've been a little bit critical of City in their slow build-up and inability to get Erling Haaland in behind defences. Cherki just recognises, listen, all I have to do is just put this ball in space. And in fairness to him, well, he makes it look simple. I think his understanding of Erling Haaland, the runs he makes in behind, the weight of his passes, absolutely perfect. Roll back the clock, a couple of years, and Pep Guardiola was telling Erling Haaland to stay up front, don't drop back and get involved in the play. Yet still, with the goal today, you see him dropping deeper, getting involved, and that just opened up space for him to run in behind. All he needed was somebody to provide that service. In years gone by, it was Kevin De Bruyne, but because of his injuries, etc., didn't happen anywhere near enough. Now, all of a sudden, Cherki on the park, he looks to have that understanding of Erling Haaland, what he's looking for in terms of the balls in behind. And once you put Erling Haaland in behind, 9 times out of 10, he's going to find the back of the net. The one time Petrovic does make a good save, you don't see Erling Haaland missing many more of those anytime soon.
Have you know, Shaka, I don't appreciate the fact that when Don said, when you see a striker, there are some strikers that when they go in a 1v1 situation, you go, nope, and you look straight at me.
I did notice that, to be fair.
What? I mean...
It's just not your forte, Ali. It's just all I was saying.
All right.
Ale.
Can I just say,
go.
If indeed you look at Erling Haaland, and it's obvious to see the impact that he has on this team because he's scoring the goals that he's scoring, if you watch the third goal by Manchester City today, we're often having a conversation, well, if it's not Erling Haaland, then who's going to score the goals? Well, it's important that you're getting a goal from somebody else that is not Erling Haaland, but what's also important is that you see how Erling Haaland's presence affects other defenders. As O'Reilly's coming with the ball and he kind of pauses and you think, well, shoot it now. He sort of takes that little extra second to allow that space to open up because the defender has a choice to make. Do I step to the shot of O'Reilly, which he should have, but he made the decision instead to, I'm going to drop towards Erling Haaland. It's only natural to go and try to cover the guy who you think is most dangerous. And in that sense, Bournemouth thought, I'd rather have this kid have that shot than leave this guy open. The impact of Erling Haaland and his presence in the attack is not just about the goals, it's also the attention he attracts.
Obviously, there's talk about where Manchester City are going to finish this season already, talking about what type of threat they do offer at the moment when we see them on better days like this, Don. What do you think their ceiling is this season?
Man City, there's no reason why they can't push for the league. I genuinely think that. I look at Arsenal now and I sit here, right now, Arsenal are the best team. But, you know, City play Liverpool next. That's going to be the test. But City can go on a run. They're 4 wins out of 5. They had a blip last week against Aston Villa. Arsenal are in the best form. They're 5 wins from 5. So you look at the top 3, very captain obvious to say. It's still a 3-horse race. I think Arsenal are the best team in terms of what they've got, the recruitment, how strong they are. No one can get a goal against them. No one can get a shot against them. So at this present time, they're just sort of streaking away a little bit. And I think the odds sort of reflect that, Kay. I think you take Man United and Chelsea out of it, they've got no chance. They're not ready yet for a title charge. But I look at Arsenal, City and Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool need to get their skates on. And they probably need to be flawless for about 2 months to try and catch Arsenal. The City game will tell us a lot. I mean, that's going to change all the odds depending on what happens in that game. But there's no reason why a Guardiola side with a fit Erling Haaland and Marmoush now back and a lot of players starting to come back with the likes of Cherki, with Reinders coming off the bench. Phil Foden's having a good season. There's plenty of ammunition there for Haaland. And as you said, you keep him fit, you're getting bearing down on goal. Ridiculous goal scorer.
And you see it the same way as Don?
I do. Listen, I think City are well within their rights to think a title charge is on. No, as we sit here, I'm with Don. I think this is Arsenal's to lose. But if you're within that Manchester City dressing room, you thinking we have to run Arsenal down at the very least in the second half of the season. We've done it before, and let's come good. I think all City need to make sure that happens, at least that chase, is Erling Haaland stays fit, Cherki stays on the park. Those two things happen, I think you see the best version of Manchester City. I still think, as we sit here, the best version of Manchester City is not enough to topple what we've seen from Arsenal so far.
It's hard to really understand nor believe the case that Dunn is making when one of the things that he said about describing Arsenal is that, they don't allow any goals and teams hardly get a shot off of them. If that's an argument for Manchester City getting back into the race, it's not a really believable argument. Arsenal are far and away the best team in this league, and it's about them. They're the ones that have to give this other teams a chance. If they play up to their standard, this is done, and it's done quick.
Okay, make sure to join us tomorrow. There'll be a lot more talk because Sunderland can actually go above Manchester City if they're to beat Everton tomorrow. Yeah.
Good for me and you.
Ever since they were in Shaka's power rankings. Make sure to join us every single day on ESPN FC.
Catching straight, Shaq.